Good day, everyone. I am Jerome L. Jacob, your discussant on innovation strategy for education and training. Before I discuss my topic, let me first give you an overview what OECD is. Because my topic is from OECD project or a report regarding innovation strategy for education and training. Okay, ano nga ba ang OECD or Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development? OECD is an international organization that promotes policy coordination and economic freedom among developed nations. The OECD was derived from the Organization for European Economic Cooperation that was established in 1948 to monitor American and Canadian contributions under the Marshall Plan. The mission of this organization is to promote policy that will improve the economic and social welfare of people in developed nations. The main purpose of OECD is to improve the global economy and promote world trade. It improves an outlet for the governments of different countries to work together to find solutions to common problems. It includes working with democratic nations that share a commitment to improving economy and well-being of the general population. The main focus of this organization is to help government around the world achieving the following. Number one, improve confidence in markets and the institution that help them function. Number two, obtain healthy public finances to achieve future sustainable economic growth. Number three, achieve growth through innovation, environmentally friendly strategies, and the sustainability of developing economics. And number four, provide resources for people to develop and the skills they need to be productive. Okay, my topic is all about innovation strategy for education and training. Innovation is a driver of growth and well-being in the economy and society. In education, innovation has also become an imperative to bring about qualitative changes alongside the expansion of education system. Innovation should lead to more efficiency and improve outcomes in quality and equity of learning opportunities. SERI Innovation Strategy for Education and Training explores new approaches to support radical and incremental innovation and continuous improvement in education system, and to equip people with the skills required for innovation. The project has developed two main complementary strands of work. Number one, innovation in education. This explores how different forms of innovation can be fostered and measured in education sector and how they can bring improved outcomes. Number two, skills and education for innovation. This explores the set of skills that are needed in innovation societies and how they can be developed in education. It notably focuses on how to teach, learn, and assess students' creativity and critical thinking. So, ito yung mga halimbawa na ginawa or mga ginawang study ng OECD. So, yan yung mga halimbawa niya. Yung number one, yung nandyan is measuring innovation in education. Meron pa dyan, critical math for innovative societies. Review of the Italian strategy for digital schools. Art for art's sake So, yan yung mga halimbawa na outcomes sa two complementary strands of work ng OECD through SERI. Okay? Next. So, strand 1, kanina, innovation in education. So, this strand of the project explores the role and interaction of multiple levers of innovation policy in the education sector and how they can be governed to become more effective. It examines a range of innovation policy instruments to identify how countries do or could promote an innovation ecosystem that accommodates incremental and radical experimentations and facilitates self-sustained improvement. So, itong apat, yung cycle ng innovation in education. Meron tayong system organization, technology, school organization, and educational R&D or research and development. Okay, under innovation in education is the system organization. Regulatory frameworks provide incentives and opportunities for innovation in the education system. So dito, ang tanong, nakatulong ba yung mga incentives na binibigay ng DepEd or ng education sectors sa kanilang mga empleyado or mga teachers para ma-improve yung innovation nila? Okay, so how much room for innovation leave central and school-based approaches to curriculum decision making? Technology. A systemic and evidence-informed approach is needed for technology-based innovations in education. How to best enhance teaching and learning with technology? How could longitudinal information systems lead to a more efficient use of the big data collected by education systems in support of innovation and improvement? So, paano ba natin magagamit yung technology to improve the innovation in education? So, yun lang yun. So, it can be a big help for us on how para ma-improve yung innovation natin kung marunong tayong gumamit ng technology. Lalo na ngayon na we are distance learning. So, yung mga estudyante hindi natin kasama. So, through technology, ay naibibigay natin yung information or learning na kailangan ng mga bata. So, is that enough para sa ginagawa natin ngayon na mutual learning? So, technology is also a big help for us. So, we can do video recording para ma-guide yung estudyante na maturuan siya ng mas pa. Kasi through visual, minsan may mga estudyante na mas natututo sila through technology or through visual video. So, itong ginagawa natin sa masteral, pwede itong gawin natin bilang isang strategy para ma-deliver yung lesson sa mga estudyante. School organization, forms of work organization in schools can spur organizational learning and educational outcomes. So, pwede tayong makahatak ng mga co-teachers natin if meron tayong ginagawa ng mga innovation at isinishare natin yon. Diba? Kasi sa organization sa school, doon magsisimula yung step-by-step improvement in innovation if hindi ka nagiging makasariling i-share kung ano yung innovation na nagawa mo. So, how do professional interactions within schools as well as individual and organizational learning and training effectively promote innovation? So, kung hindi mo sinishare kung ano yung knowledge mo or yung nagawa mo na innovation sa co-teachers, so walang improvement or walang promotion of innovation sa school organization. And number 4, Educational R&D or research and development. Public and private investments are required to promote R&D on existing and new educational products and system. Can the education industry developing innovative tools grow to match the rate of innovation seen in other sectors? How is educational R&D structured and supported within countries? So, sabi dito, public and private investments are required to promote R&D. So, in research and development, marami tayong matututunan. Or in research and development, dun lang gagaling yung lahat ng ng ginagawa natin ngayon. Kasi pinag-aaralan muna sila and based on the studies ay kung effective ipopromote. Pero kung hindi, so hindi natin yung gagawin. So, educational R&D. Okay, measuring innovation in education. The ability to measure innovation is essential to an improvement strategy in education. Knowing whether and how much practices are changing within classrooms and educational organizations, and to what extent change is linked to improvements strengthens the education knowledge base which informs policy making. So, number 2 strand, skills and education for innovation. This strand of the project explores the role of the education and training system in fostering the dispositions and skills that are conducive to innovation. In innovation-driven societies, education and training system must empower people to innovate and to quickly respond to new skills needs generated by technological and organizational change. This work identifies the skills required for innovative societies and analysis how different teaching and organizational practices help foster them. So, there are three main sets of skills for innovation. Nandyan yung technical skills, behavioral and social skills, and creative and critical thinking skills. So, sa technical skills, know what and know how. Sa behavioral and social skills, self-confidence, energy, perseverance, passion, leadership, collaboration, communication. Sa creative and critical thinking skills, nandyan yung creativity, critical thinking, observation, imagination, curiosity, connections, and metacognition. Innovation goes beyond content and procedural knowledge in a particular domain. People need to think critically to challenge assumptions and conventions, and to be able to come up with the new ideas and make connections. Innovations is also aided by behavioral and social skills. Yung nga nandun sa three main set of skills for innovation that helps people acquire technical skills, apply their creativity and critical thinking, and put their ideas into action. While innovation skills empower people for innovation and give access to better jobs, they can also be a driver of professional satisfaction and well-being. Okay, next, policy strategies. The innovation strategy for education and training explores a number of policy to help OECD countries to scale up and mainstream approaches for the promotion of skills for innovation. Number one, how education and training system must adjust to the evolving skill needs of highly innovative societies. Two, how different school and university subjects like science, mathematics, arts, entrepreneurship help develop skills for innovation. Number three, the pedagogies and teaching models such as problem-based learning or metacognitive strategies that may be more conducive to develop skills for innovation. Next, the models of workplace organization, including professional development, that are most effective in encouraging and further developing skills for innovation. In teaching, learning, and assessing creative and critical thinking skills, how to foster and assess creative and critical skills in formal education. Working with schools, higher education institutions, and experts within countries, the project develops a vision and language on what it means and takes to develop creativity and critical thinking. This vision is embodied in a rubric, a bank of pedagogical resources in professional development plans, and in examples of student work that give concrete examples and scaffolding to teach and learn these skills. So ito yung halimbawa ng rubrics or ito yung rubrics for assessing. Kung man na yung dimension, levels of progression. So sa pedagogical activities specific for each domain. Set of exercises specific for each domain. And yung sa portfolio, yung work of students for each domain. Okay? Sa level of progression, designed to test dimensions and levels of progression. Designed to prepare for the assessment and as examples of different skills level. The pilot phase of the project 2015 to 2018 has engaged schools and teacher networks in 11 countries, reaching over 17,000 students, 650 teachers, and 325 schools. Teachers have adopted interventions aimed at fostering creative and critical thinking skills in their curricula domain. This has provided a proof of concept for a student-friendly language that is understandable and usable internationally. So, gamit ang quasi experimental monitoring frameworks, meron nandyan yung sa first column, subject-based assessment, creativity assessment, survey questionnaire, interviews, and focus groups. So, nandyan. Okay. Using a quasi-experimental research design, the project aims to evaluate whether the pedagogical interventions have the expected effects on a variety of factors, from the test scores through the attitudes, understanding of creativity and critical thinking, and pedagogical practices. The monitoring also helps identify the conditions for the successful development of these skills in formal education. The rigorous monitoring and evaluation of innovation practices is key to the design of validation and scale-up strategies and to their adjustment to different contexts. Looking forward, the project has paved the way for creative thinking to be the innovative domain for PESA 2021. PESA means Program for International Student Assessment. In 2018, The project will start similar work in higher education and training for teachers. A validation phase of the project at the school level is envisaged from 2019 onwards. It will implement the pedagogical interventions at a larger scale and evaluate its effects in a rigorous way. Working at primary, secondary, and tertiary education levels, the project aims to trigger systemic change. Okay, to sum up my topic, innovation, sabi dito, hindi lang dapat manggaling sa nakakataas or sa mga boss, sa education, sa national government. So innovation also need for sa atin na mga nasa baba is to implement what innovation the government given to us. And also, the government has the obligation para bigyan tayo ng mga trainings and seminars regarding the innovation. What are the innovations? What we need to change? What are the things na kailangan pa nating baguhin to improve the educational system sa ating bansa? So since na we are now implementing the K-12 curriculum na halos sa buong mundo ay yun na yung sinusunod, it is very essential for us na maging innovative kasi the important client is our student. So, kung hindi natin gagamitin yung mga learnings na natutunan natin sa training, seminar, sa masteral, parang hindi natin binibigay yung dapat na para sa mga estudyante natin. So, we need to focus, to innovate. We need to innovate what are teaching strategies. So, now, we are now in the pandemic. It is very important na ibigay natin kung ano yung nararapat sa mga estudyante. There are many ways para ibigay yung learnings sa ating mga estudyante. So that's all my report. Thank you.